Hi everybody, it's Roxana with Past Present Herbs, and today we are going to do a video on gut health. In my past video we talked about, I talked about that I was going to do a video. I had everybody vote for a video that they might want to do, and my four choices were voted on. Not that many people voted, and that's okay. But the one person that really spoke up was, I'll call him Little Bear. He knows who he is. He really wanted to talk about gut health. And so this is actually, to me, kind of a godsend, because I'm really into gut health right now. So I wanted to just make sure that everybody that was really watching me, and really it's school season, it's time to go back to school. So I wanted to make sure to give all the moms out there an opportunity and a chance, because I do have a playlist on, cold and flu remedies, and so forth and so on, but nobody really wanted to go that way. So I do believe that this person is really in need of some help, and it just so happens that I'm really into gut health right now, and I've learned a lot of information about gut health and how you can actually turn your life around by doing some steps to heal your gut. Some people have actually turned their life around substantially. I would like to say I'm ordering this book right here, and I'm going to be putting it in the mail for you, and so be on the lookout in your mailbox. This will be coming to you from me to you. It is called the Wheat Belly 10-Day Grain Detox. It's by Dr. William Davis. He is an MD, but this is how you start your detox program. And there is, it is chocked full of all kinds of snacks, all kinds of recipes. And if you are a diabetic, or if you are not really sure how to go about, how to detox, or this is really, you can use these recipes over and over. You don't have to just use them like for on the detox. Good, it's really delicious, but you're getting nutrients out of all these different foods that you're not thinking of in normal. Like, you're thinking, why would I use these things in combination with each other? But it breaks it down, and you read in here. So when you get this book, really take advantage of it, not just in your 10-day detox, but go over everything about fiber, and talks about your supplements that you're going to need to take, because your body is going to be changing. I really learned a lot about this book. You're going to want to keep it, read it, reread it. This is going to be a tool, a actual tool. Just like you go out and you work on your truck and you have tools that you work on your truck, this is going to be a tool that you keep in your kitchen, and you learn and learn. Your mind is going to be flipping over, because you're going to be learning things that you never really thought of and you never really learned before in your life. Okay, so this is the beginning to healing your gut. A wheat belly just means we all walk around with a wheat belly, because inflammation comes from overproduction of wheat. And if you look around in your grocery store, everything that you're going to pick up has got wheat in it, or some form of wheat products, or whey, or wheat of some form, of some kind. We get pasta, that's wheat. we get some sort of anything that we have, or you look up anything that has sugar and wheat. Is tomato sauce, they've started putting sugar in tomato sauce. I'm going to go over a few things that we're going to talk about. People that have been on this program, it's going to be some lights are going to go on your head. There's a lot of do's and there's a lot of don'ts, but there's a lot of good things. Okay, if you have IBS, and you may think to yourself, what is IBS? It's the irritable bowel syndrome. And you're going to say to yourself, what is IBD? It's irritable bowel disease. It's just everything related to the bowel, in and around and down. It's where the small intestine and the large intestine stays inflamed, because everything that goes in and everything that goes out is just inflamed. The large and the small intestine is just inflamed, and constantly you live in the bathroom, basically. How do I know? I am being healed right now from irritable bowel syndrome. If you have constipation, or if you have diarrhea, or if you go from one extreme to the other, but you've never been diagnosed, but you know something's wrong all the time. If you have pain and bloating constantly down in your stomach. If you have SIBO, SIBO is basically where you have, I'll go over that in just a minute. You have iron deficiency, you have anemia, you have fatigue, you may have some sort of diagnosed gut disease, which you will know because they'll tell you you have had one or the other that's related to a gut disorder, and you'll say right off the bat, I have had this, that, or the other, Crohn's, or this, or Crohn, or something related to Crohn's. You have to, number one, if you're going to go on this, you have to get a mindset, because so many people that have been labeled with a disease from their gut or from their colon, they just get it in their mind that they're never going to be healed. And you have to get a mindset, I am going to be healed. And so many people say, you know, my doctors tell me this, my doctors tell me that. So you first of all have to get a mindset. This is number one. I'm not going to take this medicine forever. First of all, I want to tell you, I'm not a doctor. I am a patient. I don't play to be a doctor, but I know that I've been a sufferer for many, many years, and I've just said enough is enough, and I'm going to find my way out of this. And I have done research, and I'm going back to school. I am an herbalist, and I decided that I was not going to continue to do this for the rest of my life. And so I'm going back to school, and I know how to do research, and I am doing all the research in the world. And I found a doctor, and a really good doctor, who happens to be helping people heal their gut, their microbiome. And I've been told many, many times that I will never get well, and that I decided that God did not design my body that way. So I knew that I had to get in line with somebody that agreed with my belief system, and I found somebody, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm helping others, because it's been a long road for me, and once I found that person, and I am working the same thing with him, and then I've gotten in line with my scriptures, and I'm working a program. I don't believe everything, but I believe most everything, and I'm walking out the steps. So I'm going to convey that to you, and hopefully you can have the same success. Everybody's body is different, and this doctor absolutely says the same thing. But it's backed with a little bit of science and a whole lot of prayer and a whole lot of belief that you have to walk out the steps yourself, and you have to listen to your body, okay? So number one, you have to get a mindset that this is going to work, and you have to start listening to your body, and you have to put some food away. The food that you've probably eaten your whole life and you've not paid attention to your body. So number one is get the mindset that you're going to get well, and number one, eat foods that probably you've never eaten before, and get rid of the foods that you've always eaten and is probably hurting your body. Before you eat anything, every morning, you have to pray. And before you eat anything, after you pray, you have to first, every morning, you have to wake up and you have to drink water, nothing but water, and maybe start drinking some bone broth. Bone broth is a very number one healing thing that you could do for your body. It hydrates your body. It is very healing to your body. And maybe drink some herbal tea. Okay, you can maybe take one day where you drink bone broth, and then maybe the next morning maybe start drinking some water and some herbal tea. But you always want to drink water at first thing in the morning, and accompany it with either bone broth or accompany it with some herbal tea. And you say, well, you know, what can I do? Can I put some sugar with it? No sugar. There's no sugar on this diet whatsoever. But you can have something like stevia. If you're not a diabetic, you can put maybe a little bit of honey, but you don't want everything to be super sweet. You want to get used to getting off of the sweets. You want to put like something that's like xylitol. Xylitol's too hard on my stomach, so I use stevia. And you want something, you don't want to do anything with the blue or the pink. You want to get away from artificial sweeteners, but something that's a plant-based sweetener, like I've heard of the allulose. I believe it's called allulose. And there's another one, I can't remember right off, that's coconut sweetener or something. But anyway, you might put it in the comments, but nothing that's artificial, synthetic. It has to be completely plant-based. They don't want anything that is like maple syrup either, because maple syrup, they said, stay away from that in your first 10 days. Okay, so you, they want you to kind of stay away from, like if it's green tea, they say green tea is probably okay because that's an herbal drink. So for like the first hour to 2 hours, they want you to kind of just not really have anything to eat. Just kind of just wake up and listen to your body, because your body may have to go to the bathroom. You know, the less that you have to eat first thing in the morning, the better. At least the first hour to 2 hours. Wake up and get hydrated, okay? There's a lot of people that when they very first wake up, they just gotta have something to eat. They said they want you to just kind of wake up and get hydrated, at least the first hour. Don't run and get something to eat. If you're that hungry, then maybe something's wrong. Maybe, because you gotta think about, you know, maybe you need to just get something to drink. And by drinking something, that will help you, okay? Not be so hungry, okay? I don't eat breakfast until around 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you can wait until 10 o'clock, that would be even better, okay? I'll explain more why later. So when you're praying and you're drinking water and you're waking up and you're kind of just meditating and stuff like that, that helps your body to become more stable, and it helps your gut relax and rest. And you may even have a bowel movement, okay? Okay, so there's no dairy, there's no sugar, there's no wheat, there's no pasta, and there's no gluten substitute. So if something, while you're shopping, if you're seeing something that says gluten-free, don't do it. Don't grab it. There's no gluten-free here. There's no bread. There's no processed food. There's no lunch meat of any kind. You start to become a read label type of person. So if you've never been a read label type of person, you're going to start being one of those read label persons. You're going to start slowing down. You're going to say, I've only got 15 minutes. I got to run to the store and grab this. Well, in that 15 minutes, don't grab something that you're normally grabbing. Look on the back and say, hey, does this have wheat? Does this have this? Does this have that? Because, and don't say, I was kind of in a hurry. Because if you break that, like 10 days, you're going to have to start all over again and do the 10 days all over again. So just be sure to not break this 10 days. Because if it's really that important to you, and you will notice, because if you've gone 9 days and there's no wheat, and you do get wheat back in there, you're going to know it. Because it's going to cause some bloating and some irritation and some major, your stomach's going to really be on alarm. How do I know? My husband was like, whoa, I am super bloated. Because once you start cleaning out down there, you feel so good. I was so bloated every night before I went to bed. I did not realize how much pain I was in. But once I started cleaning out, I lost 5 pounds in just the first couple of days. And then I wasn't in pain every night. My rib cage up here, I was in literal pain every night before I went to bed. And I would have to eat so early just so that I could breathe before I went to bed every night. And you don't realize that until all that goes away. And when all that goes away and you can breathe and you can relax and you're like, I have no pain, I can breathe. And then you lose 10 pounds just because you're not eating wheat and you're not having that sugar craving all the time. And let me tell you something. 10 days goes by fast. The first couple of days, you're thinking, man, I haven't had any bread and I'm having sugar cravings. But just keep drinking some herbal tea. Just keep drinking some. If I had to have coffee, I had to have some coffee and I had to have some cream. That's the way I cheated, because you're not supposed to have any as little dairy as possible. But I thought to myself, I really wanted some cream to go with my coffee. That was my way of cheating. But I tell you what, that little bit of sweetness with my stevia really helped me get over this. If you can detox from coffee, it would do you a world of good. Or if you can clean up your coffee from, I was drinking Folgers. I don't drink Folgers anymore. That would do you a world of good, because there's so much mold and fungus in the regular coffee. And I started ordering my coffee offline. And if you want to know more about that, you might give me a comment and I'll let you know about the clean coffee. But the foods that you can eat are so many. There's so many good foods that you can eat. The meat, most all the meat that you can eat, there's a lot of good meat. You want to wash your meat and salt it and wash it and make sure it stays clean. It's like beef, lamb, pork, goat, buffalo, venison, no pork, no hot dogs, no lunch meats. All the lunch meats have all the, they're not clean. They have all the, nitrates, and they have all the other chemicals in them. And lunch meats are just not good for you. They keep you, they keep your gut messed up too. Now fish, you can have salmon, you can have tuna, you can have cod, all the wild caught fish that have fins and scales on them. Those are all the clean fish. Now the sardines and the can that are in water or olive oil, you can have those. That's a great snack that you can have. Now you can't eat it with crackers because crackers again are wheat. You know, that's a great snack that my grandpa used to snack on, but you just can't have any kind of crackers, you know. Poultry is another really good one. Chicken, turkey, duck, Cornish hens. Again, you can have broth from any of these. You can cook it and then debone it and then take the bones out and then make a great broth, you know. And but again, no lunch meat from any of these. You know, you can also have eggs. You can have plenty of eggs. You can have eggs morning, noon, night, and day. And chicken or duck. Duck eggs actually have more protein, and you can even snack on eggs. Now, in the dairy, you can only have dairy from coconut or from can or you can have almond milk, I'm sorry. And you can use that for your coffee or for your tea. The actual cow, they want you to wait until you're over your 10 days to process that. They want you to get clean out and all that. Now your fats are very good. They want your olive oil or your extra virgin olive oil or your avocado. Your ghee comes from your butter, your flaxseed oil, your hemp seed oil, or your coconut. Your coconut oil is really good in a lot of things. You can use that with just about everything. Now your vegetables are your broccoli, your Brussels sprouts, your cucumbers, your squash, your beets, your cauliflowers, your cabbage, your celery, and your carrots. Now your celery, your carrots, and your beets, you can make juice out of those, you know. So if you get tired, you can add water or put some stevia in there, and you can make a great juice out of that, and even drink that for breakfast if you want. Your mushrooms, your peas, your bell peppers, and you will see in this book here where you make a lot of soups and stews out of these vegetables with your meat. So you're never going to go hungry. You're never going to go hungry. And you will use the canned coconut milk, which you'll have coconut milk, your peas, your hamburger meat, and your cauliflower. It makes it delicious with some few choice spices. Now, these few choice spices actually stimulate the digestive system, and actually I was very surprised because being an herbalist, there were some spices, and you know, you always want to be in a state of learning, that helped me to lose weight while I was full. And I just was so excited because these few spices that while I was eating was helping me burn calories and helping me burn fat. There's good fat, and then there's herbs that together help you lose weight. So I was really excited because you've got to just learn the right combination of herbs and the right combination of fat that help you, like if you get up and walk, and it could be like stuff that you're doing in your own house. So you're doing like chores and stuff like that. And if you're doing it like during the day, and say like right after you eat, you may want to sit down for 10 or 15 minutes so that your food digests. Well, you know, a long time ago, I was telling my husband this. We were taught as children that when you become low of energy, you eat in order to produce more energy. Well, somewhere along the lines, we get lethargic, And food actually becomes our enemy. But when you learn to put the right kinds of food with in the right environment, like when we are learning that our food is not digesting properly, our microbiome is messed up. But when we learn to eat properly, and when we learn to fix our gut, and we learn how to put the right herbs, like with the right food, the digestive system starts, we don't go so fast, and we learn how to let the food digest, and we learn how to heal the gut. Once the gut starts healing, the food starts absorbing right, and there's an environment there where the food is digestible, and it goes in there and it starts working and healing and working and healing and working, and then it starts making energy in the body, and it starts healing and working and healing. And it doesn't always happen overnight. It actually takes quite a bit of time. But after a while, your body says, I like this, and I'm starting to feel better. And what happens is, over time, your body will start turning that food into energy, and you will begin to have more energy, and you will begin to heal. And your microbiome says, you know what? I really like what you're doing here. And the enzymes in your body begin to work together as a team, because things in our body, as we get older and as we age, things don't always work out like in the beginning. When we were younger, we lose enzymes, we get deficient, and we don't like some of our enzymes leave us, and some of our overall health just leaves us. Things turn into disease, and we're just really left lethargic, and we're left with not knowing what's wrong with us. We're just getting old. But really, God never designed us to get that way. God designed our bodies to be much older and have physical activity, and to do greater things when we get older. Disease is never really a plan. It's never really part of his idea for us as older adults. Yes, we're to get older, but we're just supposed to get better. We're not supposed to grow into disease. And a lot of people that we get this idea, well, if food is our medicine, why isn't it making me feel good? So all of this starts with basic foundation, and that's healing the gut. So really, by healing your gut is just very foundational. If you continue on the path of healing your gut, it may take a year, it may take 2 years, and you said, but man, that ice cream sounds good. No, don't do it. I need to go and have me a piece of that cake. But that cake is what got you here in the first place. I went to one of my granddaughters, she had a birthday party. And I fell off the wagon, and I did eat me a piece of that cake. Maybe that day I didn't feel bad. It was probably, I'd been on this program for probably 7 or 8 months. And I didn't feel that bad. It was the next day I had several bouts of diarrhea. And I thought to myself, what's up? Why am I having all this diarrhea? I've been doing so good. But the Lord just kind of told me, you know what, it could have been worse. You could be in there 2 or 3 days. But it wasn't so much the sugar as it was all the non-food ingredients that were in that cake, because I've been doing research, and these cake recipes are bioengineered food. It's not even real flour. It's not even real wheat. It's non-wheat ingredients. It's supposed to be wheat, but it's not real wheat, and all the chemicals that they spray on the wheat. So, and if you don't understand what I'm talking about, maybe you'll have to do some research on bioengineered food. But anyway, I'm trying not to get off on a rabbit trail, but I'm just trying to say it's a little hard sometimes, because life does happen, and you do get invited to granddaughter's birthday party, and you do they say, what's wrong with you, Grandma, or what's wrong with you? I mean, things get thrown in your face. Food is one of the hardest things. This is not like alcohol, or this is not like drugs. This is worse. This is every day. I mean, I don't mean to say worse, but it's just like drugs and alcohol. I mean, this is like, your staple of life. I mean, I don't go out and eat, but you don't want to stay home all the time. You want to be amidst your family and amidst your friends. I mean, a lot of times I don't eat at church because people at church, they don't really understand. But for the most part, I've done excellent. I mean, really, really good. I've lost over 25 pounds. I'm actually lost 30 pounds. I've lost 30 pounds. And I've done really, really good. I don't want to say I've done 100% because I don't know that anybody can do 100%. Now, there probably has been some people that have done 100% because I was in his group, and there have been some people that said they've never swayed. So I don't want to say that I've done 100% because I haven't done 100%, but I have paid the consequences. And if you get off of this, you will pay the consequences. I will tell you that. A lot of people, when they get off of this, let me continue with like bell peppers. You can have stuffed bell peppers because you'll have an easy recipe for stuffed bell peppers. No beans or no lentils on this 10-day. And the nuts and the seeds that you can have is like raw almonds. I'll send this to you so that if we don't make it to the end, but your condiments are very few. You can have mustard, herbs, spices, soy sauce with no wheat. There's wheat in soy sauce, if you can believe it or not. You can have like fresh tomatoes, or you can make your own salsa. They really don't want you on anything really spicy because you're calming your gut down. You're giving your gut a chance to relax. And your fruits are your fresh or your frozen blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, cherries, lemons, limes, grapefruits, and raspberries. And really, that's quite a bit if you think about it. In your drinks are your natural spring water, slices of lemon or lime, herbal teas. Your sweeteners are, of course, we went over some of those. Nothing blue, nothing pink. You can have like a little bit of honey, a stevia, this xylitol for some people. Some people can't handle it. There are a few others, but I just don't remember what they are. But it can't be anything artificial. This is all plant-based sweeteners. They don't want any chlorinated drinks, no sodas. The juice that you can have is something that you can juice like carrots or beets. And for supplements, there is a list, and that's your omega-3s, like your cod liver oil, your fish oil. And the vitamin A, they suggest that you do it because it's really good for your eyes. The vitamin D, it all depends on the person. If you're going outside, of course, like in the winter, a lot of people go on vitamin D because they're not outside a lot. But there are some people who work outside all year long. So you just need to be your own, like if you're going to go outside and you're outside all the time. I go outside all the time. I'm outside at least an hour every day. So I think I get enough vitamin D. But I have just a very minute amount. I do it for my lungs, and I also, it's just not that much. So I don't really worry about vitamin D because I'm outside enough every day. I don't take a lot of vitamin D, but I do take my omega-3s for my heart health and for my bones. And then they want you to take kelp, and kelp is basically your iodine. I do that for my thyroid, And I take a whole food vitamin that's synthetic free. They don't want anything that's synthetic. And I do a magnesium complex, citrate, malate, and your magnesium is basically to support your intestines. It relieves constipation, support muscles and your nerves. And I need that. And it helps with your bones and your muscle function. And it also helps with heartburn for me, for heartburn, and for indigestion. It helps a lot. That's the oxide. There is some probiotics and some enzymes that are very important to help put this whole piece of puzzle together. And you can learn more about that if you email me or if you comment in the comment section. I will go over that because you will be making, and you've probably seen my video about making after you follow the 10-day, that I have made the yogurt with the probiotics. And then I will, if you want to find out more about the enzymes, because I'm amylase and lipase deficient, and I do take those to help because I don't have a gallbladder. And so I have trouble in my body digesting proteins and fats. So I have to take an enzyme every day, or with my meals, I'm sorry. Some people have a gallbladder and they don't have trouble doing that, but I do. So it's very important for me to take them. So if you need help with that, you can comment and I will give you that information. A typical day for me, or a typical day for you, would look like this. Of course, you would pray. Breakfast should be somewhere around 10 o'clock, if possible. You could have your eggs to your liking, how many ever, because we don't do like an actual calorie count, okay? Me, I'm a woman, and a woman to my size. Sometimes 2 eggs is perfectly fine. And then you could do like a broccoli and carrot stir fry, okay? And that's breakfast. And I do proportion, my proportions are different than what a man's portions would be. And to put them in coconut oil would satiate me a lot better than olive oil or avocado oil. And then I would drink that with my water or my herbal tea, whatever I decided to do. And I feel a lot better when I drink water. I get more hydration with my water, I feel like. But sometimes I switch it up, And then I have a complete breakfast. That's usually a very good breakfast for me. Sometimes I add avocado, sometimes I don't add avocado. It just depends on the day, how I'm feeling. And then I'm good until dinner. Sometimes if I feel like I need a snack, I'll do a piece of cheese or a piece of fruit, and I'll do some nuts. And I do mixed nuts, And then I drink water. I usually drink water throughout the day. I am a very big water drinker. Every now and then I'll have, some herbal tea, or I will drink one of those, what are they called? They're called, it's those IV drinks or whatever, but they're, they got potassium and magnesium and all that in it. I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, I have my dinner. Usually I start my dinner around 5 o'clock, and I'm finished with dishes and everything by 6. And something that's in this book, I know, is an easy meatloaf. It's usually got about 5 or 6 herbs with salt and pepper, and you can put some tomato sauce in there. And then you can, usually it's called a hearty meat loaf. And instead of putting crackers, you put eggs, and you put like about a half a cup of almond flour. And that keeps it pretty well together. You don't use crackers, you use almond flour. Or you could use coconut flour, whatever you have and whatever you prefer, really. and it's really easy, and it's the same recipe that you put together and you use it to stuff your bell peppers. So they keep things very easy. And you can use like whatever vegetable. I mean, you can use cauliflower, you can use, peas, you can use, because you had broccoli for breakfast. I mean, whatever you have. I got down here cauliflower. You can mash up your cauliflower and you can use whatever you really want. You can use ghee. You can use the coconut as your coconut milk as you would regular milk. And basically all you're doing is you're keeping yourself satiated instead of just regular milk, and you're using your ghee as butter, and you're just trying to keep yourself nice and full, and these fats keep you full. And so you can eat as much of that as you want. You kind of mash it up, you cook it really good, and you mash it up, and then you can sprinkle it with I put nutritional yeast as flakes of cheese on there, salt and pepper. You can eat like some pears, you can make peaches or whatever, and put some cinnamon on top, and that can be your dessert. And then I don't eat anything else. I'm really good. I feel so full on this diet. I kept myself going every single day. This book, it actually allows you, that's it for really, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. It says say your prayer for the healing of your gut. Most of the times, we just get off balance and we need our gut to rest. That's why there's no spicy foods. That's why they don't want you to have anything, walk 2 or 3 times a day. Pray 2 or 3 times a day. Are you going to get healed in 30 days? Probably not. Are you going to get healed like in 3 months? Probably not. I've been working on this for over a year, and I'm just now starting to feel better. I've lost all this weight. It took me right at 9.5 months. I lost 25 pounds. And I was getting very discouraged at 6 and 7 months. But I started looking back. I've been sick for 3 years. So this video, I'm going to have to wrap this video up because it's taken a long time. But I really want to encourage you. Your book is coming. Okay, look for it in the mail. He is on YouTube. Take note of his name. You can go to YouTube and watch his videos. I will post one of his videos down below in the description. My sister said we should start making his yogurt. And I started the detox program, and after I did the detox program, I started making his yogurt, and I will list that video down below as well. Do not get discouraged. If you make a mistake, don't get discouraged if you make a mistake. Say your prayers. He talks about in all of his videos how this will help you if you have diabetes, if you have cholesterol problems. Your whole body eventually comes into alignment. Okay? And if you have any questions about anything, comment below and I will help you. I do want to say this one more thing before I close. This will be my last video for quite a while. And the reason is I'm going to school, and I'm going to start focusing all my attention on going to school. I have decided that YouTube I don't have a real audience like I wanted. And I was really hoping that I would have a better audience, but I just don't. And I'm okay with that. The one person that really shouted out to me was the one person that I really wanted. And I'm doing this video for that one person. And so it just really blesses me that that one person I get to really help. I really do believe that this one person is going to enjoy his book and really, really receive this help. And so it blesses me that I'm going to school to really be a even bigger help to people. And so I don't know that I'm ever going to come back on here and do a video, but I do know that God is calling me to do bigger and better things. And that's what I want to do. I want to help somebody that really, really needs the help. And that's why I'm going to school. So if you don't see another video for quite a while, it's going to be because I'm focusing all my attention on going back to school. And so if you do need help, I do have my email, and I will be glad to talk to you via email. And so if anybody else needs anything, I'll be glad to pray with you, and I'll be glad to answer your comments in the comments below. But that's all for now. And I do hope this video blesses you. And yeah, that's it for now. You guys have a blessed day. And I'll leave all the other stuff in the links and in the description below. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye for now.